أعزائي مشاهدي اليوم السادس، أهلا بيكم. طبعا احنا عارفين الاستثمار في العقارات واتعلمناه، في ناس كتير قوي تعرفه وعارفين مميزاته وعارفين عيوبه. أهم العيوب أو أهم عيب فيه يعني هو إن أنت صعب قوي تسيل الفلوس بتاعتك، محتاج وقت ومجهود عشان تستثمر، إن أنت تاخد فلوسك دي باك من الانفستمنت اللي أنت حطيته في عقار ما. البورصة موضوع مختلف، تقدر تسيل فلوسك في أي وقت وفي نفس الوقت بتديك عائد مادي ممكن يبقى اكبر من الاستثمار في العقارات. واهم ميزه زي ما قلت لحضراتكم عكس الاستثمار في الريل استيت هو ان انت تقدر تحول فلوسك لكاش في اي وقت. المشكله هنا بقى ان الاستثمار في البورصه مش بتاع اي حد، واللعب فيه على كانك على حبل رفيع ومحتاج خبره معينه، ما تنفعش بقى فيها النوع ده من الشطاره والفهلوه. طب هل ممكن نفهم الطريقة اللي تخليك تتحكم في مفاتيح اللعبة دي وتحولها بقى من فهلوة أو شطارة أو محاولات ناجحة مرة وفاشلة مرة أخرى إلى عادة وحرفة؟ زي مثلا ما أنت كده اتعلمت سواقة العربية، أو زي ما تكون سباح، أول ما بتنزل في المية خلاص بتتعلم السباحة، بتسوق عربيتك، بتبقى شارب القهوة وبتفطر وبتاع كل حاجة وأنت سايق عربيتك، خلاص اتعودت على الحكاية دي. هل تقدر تعمل ده؟ معانا خبير استشاري في المجال ده، في مجال الاستثمار في البورصه، اسمه الاستاذ عمر خان. ده خبير في مجال الاستثمار في البورصه من شركه داتا تريدنج. والشركه دي يعني they have a mission to build financial literacy so people can live the life they choose. عمر خان حوالي 40 سنة في المجال ده، بيعمل وبيخطط استراتيجية للتعامل في البورصة. ركز بس في السنتين اللي فاتوا هو وشريكه على عمل شركة لتعليم أو تدريس الطلبة إزاي يستخدموا السيمينار بتاعهم والبلاتفورم بتاعهم في الاستثمار في البورصة. علم لحد دلوقتي حوالي 1200 طالب، واستثماراتهم كلهم ناجحة في الأسواق وبتاعة البورصات العالمية. ليها طريقة سهلة وبسيطة، محتاجة منك نص ساعة يوميا بس بتركيز شديد وتقدر تعمل فيها الاستثمار في البورصة. من غير ما أخذ وقت طويل، تعالوا أعرفكم بضيفي وضيفكم الأستاذ عمر خان. مستر عمر خان، هاي، ويلكم تو اليوم السادس شو. Hello, Mr. Omar. Can you hear me?
Hey, Magdi. Hi. Yes, absolutely, Magdi. I can hear you. How are you?
Hi, how are you doing? It's our first time to welcome you in اليوم السادس or day 6 show. Thank you so much for having time with us.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
So let me know more about you. What is your who is Omar Khan, and what is your investment philosophy, and why it is different?
Yeah. I'll tell you. So my background is my parents came to Canada in the 1970s. So I grew up in Canada, and my parents were immigrants. So they were very well educated people, but they were never financially literate. Meaning they always like to believe in saving things, buying cash. Like I said, educated yet financially illiterate, which is very much the case throughout society. So as I went to school, I knew that's not the life I wanted to live, and I educated myself financially. I didn't learn anything in high school. I went to the University of Toronto, got an economics degree, learned nothing about money there, absolutely nothing. I learned everything after. I started trading in 1998, and I slowly built up a nice portfolio. And then in 2010 or so, I started getting involved in real estate because of all the money that I had made from trading. And then from 2010 to 2019, I purchased north of 30 properties at the same time. Like I had them all. I sold subsequently a few of them off to put more money in my trading account. But luckily, I'm in a great financial position where I never have to work ever again. So 2 years ago, because we taught a bunch of people, friends and family over the years, how to trade and invest. Just because we love to do it, because it made such a huge impact on our lives, because it's a personal issue for us, this lack of financial literacy. 2 years ago, we decided to start Theta Trading, which is to teach people how to invest and trade on their own through knowledge, because it's not taught anywhere. And we've taught over 1,200 people thus far, and we continue to grow that day by day. So yeah, that's who I am.
Okay, so as you know, stock market is risky. You know, working in real estate, it's less risk compared to the stock market, and the level of education that you need to know when you invest in real estate is way less than the one in the stock market. So I have a friend. Let's say he lost $250,000 last year for the investment in the stock market. While I have other friends, they gain at least $185K for the same year. So they gain profit. So why is the risk, and how can we mitigate those risks, this kind of risk?
The risk all comes down to knowledge, right? The majority of people who invest in the stock market don't have any knowledge. They don't know what they're doing. It's the same thing when you buy real estate. Like,
Yeah.
for example, if I buy a 3-cap apartment building in Hamilton, it doesn't make sense if there's no upside on rents, et cetera, or if I don't expect cap rate compression. It doesn't make sense. So the same way that you analyze an apartment building or a strip plaza or a property is the same way that you analyze a business. So when you're investing in the stock market, you're simply analyzing a business. You're analyzing its today's value and the future value. What most people do when they invest in the stock market is they don't know what they're doing. They're just buying it because their friend told them. And that's not a way to invest, because a lot of those companies, you know, they might not make it. You know, we invest in the biggest, best companies in the world, and that is how we mitigate our risk. Like, the worst thing that'll happen to us is we own stock in Apple or Tesla or Facebook. We're more than happy to take on that risk, because within that risk of the stock market, there is tremendous opportunity as well. And I'll say one thing about the real estate market. You know, the real estate market has been nothing but positive in the last 20 years in Toronto anyways. You know, I remember growing up, and my parents bought a house in 1987, Meg. And in 1988, 89, that house really, really peaked in value, okay?
Yep.
The market was flat from 1988 to 1999. The real estate market in the Greater Toronto Area did absolutely nothing. So people have a lot of short-term memories when it comes to the real estate market. They think it can go nowhere but higher and higher and higher. At some point, it won't. And I understand fully the demographics behind how real estate goes up. I own a lot of real estate myself. So I'm in a very fortunate position of understanding both asset categories. Real estate, I agree with you, is less risk in a sense, but it's also less opportunity, because the stock market can provide you tremendous opportunity, but only if you know what you're doing. And that's where we come in.
So you mentioned experience or knowledge is key in this part. And I know
Absolutely.
lots of people, they just go to, let's say, months of September and see what are the stocks, the best stock to buy on September. They list it, or they watch some videos on YouTube, then boom, they go and buy, and it's either a good one or a bad one. It's a 50-50 chance. So I heard a lot about you. So I would like to share this with my viewers. So I have a video. I will surprise you with one video that made about you. And people are seeing, lots of people on social media, they are claiming that they are good in stock market, and they are promoting themselves that way. And sometimes it comes like a scam, or people don't trust what happened on all social media. So let us see this video, and we'll go back and discuss with you the strategy that you have for your students during your seminars.
Hi everyone, my name is Habib. I took the Theta Trading course in September, and it's a phenomenal skill that I have learned and added to my toolbox. I have been trading right from the comfort of my phone around the world, and I've been making 4.5% to 5% every month. Right now I'm in Abuja, Nigeria, and I am avoiding the winters of Toronto, and it's like 35 degrees here. I'm spending time with my family, I'm enjoying life, and I'm making money right from the comfort of my phone. It gives you an additional source of income. I also have real estate, I have the stock option, I have a business, and life is coming together. My retirement is coming a lot closer, and I'm extremely grateful for Omar for putting me on this skill, and I am forever grateful for all the support I get from the newsletter, the webinars, the Facebook group, the ability to pick up my phone and ask a question when I need to. And it's been a phenomenal journey, and I look forward to growing it with the team and getting to my retirement a lot closer.
ورجعنا لكم تاني. I have Mr. Omar Khan متخصص في مجال الاستثمار من خلال البورصة أو الستوك ماركت. Hi Mr. Omar, how are you?
Very well, Maggie, thank you.
It's a very impressive video about like advocate of your students. They are talking very positive about you. I have also lots of Google reviews. If I have time on the show today, I will share it with also my viewers. However, can you walk us through your strategy and where you come up with this new strategy? And we need to get more about it. And the most important question comes to my mind is, should I have a lot of experience and knowledge to join your platform or your seminars?
No, we actually designed the course to be so that someone who knows absolutely nothing about the stock market, it takes them from a zero level to a level of proficiency. That's the idea. The course is designed to be exactly what I would have wanted when I first started trading. And as far as the reviews and the positive feedback is concerned, the reason is because when you invest with knowledge, you can do very well. Like, look at Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett's one of the richest men in the world off the stock market. So what separates someone like him and other many successful people in the stock market and people who don't know how the stock market works and lose money? It's just simply knowledge. We're here to provide that knowledge.
Wow.
Make sense?
While you are talking, we are sharing the reviews about you on Google, and it's very impressive. Like lots of very positive feedback.
Yeah, read them in detail. They're very detailed reviews where people talk about how this has impacted their lives. There's a reason it's made such a positive impact, because it works. That's the reason. They're not just doing this because they feel like it. It's because it's made a tremendous impact on their life, right?
I'm very excited. Actually, I joined that course now, or seminar. I know that the first one that about to start is the first week of October. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It's the weekend of October and 16th and 17th, Saturday and Sunday.
Perfect.
So second week of October.
Yeah. So I am a new customer now, and I'm very excited to understand the strategy and the platform and how it works. Can you walk me through that, please?
Yeah, absolutely. So let me share my screen, and I'll walk you through how the strategy works, okay? So
yep.
I'm just going to share my screen, and if you could let me know.
Yes, we can. Yeah, if you put it
see
on the presentation
okay.
mode,
right.
yes, we're good.
Okay, so this is myself and my business partner doing a live course at the University of Toronto prior to COVID. Like I said, we've taught 1,200 people. These are all people who paid to attend the course when it was live. We have since then pivoted online, okay? Before we do that, I just want to give you guys a disclaimer. This is for informational purposes only. I'm going to show you what we do, why it works for us, but ultimately the decision is yours. So please understand that. Okay, I don't want to get too much into this. This is a presentation, but I want to just address a few of the things. What is the Theta strategy? What do we do? Why does it work? Well, we invest in the best companies in the world. Let's say, for example, companies that we think are the best, like Apple and Facebook, Microsoft, Nike, Tesla. And instead of just buying the stocks, we use an options overlay to get paid and to lower our risk, okay? So some of the questions we get, are options risky? Yeah, they absolutely can be. If you don't know what you're doing or use them for the wrong reasons, they can be. That's not what we do. We use options in a very specific manner, okay? And that manner is to lower the price of the stock that we're buying, okay? I'm going to go over a sample a trade that we did here, Magdi, okay?
Yes.
But just to tell you our thing, what we do is instead of actually buying the stock, we agree to buy the stock instead, okay? And this will pay us generally about 1% to 5% a month. So, and the worst thing that will happen to us, as long as we're not leveraging ourselves, is that we're going to own that stock. But if we think that stock is going to be worth more, why do we care? We're more than happy to own the stock. So every single trade that we do, every investment is a win-win situation, okay? I gave you already a bit of background about who I am. I don't want to get into that again, but yeah, I've got a significant real estate portfolio. I'm financially independent. I went to the University of Toronto, got an economics degree, and now I'm here sharing the message of Theta because I fully believe in financial literacy. I saw the problems it caused in my life, and I don't want other people to go through that problem, okay? So just imagine this. Imagine you get paid a significant amount of money just for agreeing to buy some of the best companies in the world. Now, that's the backbone of our strategy, okay? Now, just to show you why the returns make such a big difference and why it's very important to generate, higher returns, is because take a look at this. $100,000 invested at 7% a year for 20 years, over the course of 20 years is worth $403,000. Pretty good. But if I make that return 14%, it now becomes 1.6 million. If I go to 21%, that return over 20 years becomes 6.4 million. Now that's the power of compounding. So it's very important that we're able to generate significant returns while at the same time reducing our risk. I'll show you how that works, okay? Mm-hmm. So we find a stock that we want to own. Same way that you would analyze a piece of real estate. You look at the rents. You look at the market value. So you look at the rent to purchase price. You look at future development projects in the area. You look at interest rates. Where are we going up or down an interest rate cycle? You look at the demographics in terms of are more people moving in the area, are jobs coming in the area. Once we've determined all that, we can have a future value of what we think that real estate will be worth, right? Especially on commercial. The same thing that we do when we are analyzing a business we'd like to invest in the stock market, we analyze the financial statements. Oftentimes we use their products. So for example, I invest a lot of money in Tesla. I own a Tesla. My wife owns a Tesla. There is no better way to analyze a company than to look at their financial statements and to also review their products simultaneously. So that's what we do. So instead of actually just buying that stock, we agree to buy that stock at a discount, okay? That's called a naked put. I know it sounds a bit complicated. It's not, okay? I'm going to give you guys a real estate analogy, okay? Because I know your group is a real estate group. Right. Okay, so imagine we went to a town in Ontario. You know, let's call it Fantasyland because this is a $500,000 house, which does not exist pretty much in all of Ontario anymore. So let's say we went to this town and we said, you know what? We go to the homeowner. We say, hey, homeowner, we want to buy your house. We know it's worth $500,000. We know you're asking $500,000, and we agree with you. That's what it's worth. And we do our homework the same way we would analyze a business stock that we want to invest in. We analyze the house. So we look at all the different things I talked about: GDP growth, population growth, infrastructure projects, interest rate cycle, and we determine a year from now that this house will be worth about $550,000. Okay, so we do that homework ahead of time. The difference is instead of just buying this house for $500,000, we tell the homeowner, hey, homeowner, you know, we agree with you. Your house is worth $500,000. But instead of buying it for $500,000, we're going to agree to buy it for $490,000. So even if it goes to $480,000, we'll still pay you $490,000, okay? But we don't mind because we think it's going to be worth $550,000 a year from now. So we're happy to buy it for $490,000. And we agree to buy this house for $490,000 for the next 30 days, okay? But we tell that homeowner, hey, homeowner, because we've agreed to buy your house for $490,000 for the next 30 days, you're going to pay us $10,000. Now, Magda, you've been in real estate for a long time. What would a homeowner say if we came up with that deal with them? To say, look, we're going to buy your house for $10,000 less than it's worth in the next 1 month, but you're going to pay us $10,000 to do that. They would probably call the police.
Oh my
goodness! They'll ask you to leave the property.
They will kick me out.
It would not be a very good discussion, right?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. They will kick us out. There is no way to even continue the discussion.
Correct. They will kick us out. They may call the cops. It's not going to be a very good discussion. You cannot do that in the real estate market, but you can do this in the stock market. So the worst situation that will happen to us in this real estate analogy is that we're going to wind up owning the house for $490,000. But remember, we keep the $10,000 no matter what happens. And if the value of the house remains over $490,000 in the next 30 days, well, we don't have to even worry about buying the house. And we can agree to buy it next month and next month and next month and so on and so forth, and keep collecting $10,000 a month until the house falls in value and we have to buy it, in which case we're pretty happy to. So either way, as this real estate analogy shows, we are happy if we have to buy the house or if we don't have to buy the house. We keep the $10,000 no matter what happens. But in the first scenario, we get to buy the house at a discount. Okay, so that is the strategy. Okay.
Right.
Now here's a real life
question here to interrupt. So we are not buying the same stock itself, the whole stock. We are buying options, correct?
We're not buying options. We're simply it's called selling a naked put. So we are agreeing to buy the stock. That's correct.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll give you an analogy. Okay. So Facebook. This is a real life trade. Okay. Facebook was recently trading at $355, okay? Mm-hmm. So if we've determined a year from now that Facebook will be worth, let's say, $420, we've already done that homework ahead of time. That is absolutely vital. We must have done that homework ahead of time, in which we did, okay? So instead of buying Facebook for $355, we said, no, we're going to agree to buy it for $345 instead, which is a $10 discount from its current value or 2.8% discount, okay? In exchange for agreeing to buy it for $345 for the next 30 days, we were paid $9 a share. Can you imagine? We got paid $9 a share simply for agreeing to buy a stock that we love, that we think will be worth more a year from now, for a $10 discount. That's a pretty good deal, would you say?
Yeah, but I have a question. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong. When we are gonna buy a stock in the market, we go to our bank. We have the portal. The Facebook price in the market is $455.
$355.
$355. We have to pay $355 to buy one stock. Correct me if I'm wrong.
If we're going to buy it, but if we're simply going to agree to buy it, we just have to have the money in our account.
Okay.
So in this situation, we're going to agree to buy Facebook at $345. In exchange for that, in exchange for us agreeing to buy it for a $10 discount, the market is paying us $9 a share. Okay? Same as that real estate analogy. So in the next 30 days, one of two things will happen. Either Facebook will go below 345 and stay there, in which case we'll have to buy it. But remember, we keep the $9 a share no matter what happens, okay? That amounts to a 2.6% return for a month. That's 37% yearly compounded, right? So that goes back to that earlier thing we talked about, our money compounding plus. If Facebook stays above 345, we won't have to buy the stock. But we keep the $9 a share no matter what happens, okay? So what I'm saying is we're happy no matter what happens. If Facebook goes below 345 and we have to buy it, we're pretty happy because we bought a stock at a discount and we think it'll be worth a lot more in the future. If it doesn't go below 345, great. We keep the $9 no matter what happens, and we can agree to buy it again next month and next month and next month. So either way, we're happy. And this allows us to sleep pretty well at night while generating excellent returns.
So we are expecting returns no matter what. If even the estimate of the stock that we are claiming to buy is way less than what we are expecting or forecasting to happen. Is this correct?
Well, the thing is, let's say Facebook happens to go down to 325, in which case we had to buy it at 345. But the thing is, we're able to buy it at a discount. So because we believe Facebook will be worth, let's say, 425 a year from now, we're more than happy to buy it for a discount. Right? I'm going to show you other things we can do.
Okay.
The worst thing that's going to happen to us, Maggie, in this situation, is that we're going to have to buy Facebook shares. But we don't mind buying Facebook shares, especially at a discount, and we got paid $9 a share on top of it. That's the worst that'll happen to us, as long as we're not leveraging ourselves. Okay?
So I'm inviting all our fellows that they are watching us now to call us on 289-274-8011 if you have questions and you need to clarify more details from Mr. Omar. So what could be the expected return in general if I am investing my time, as you mentioned in your show, 30 minutes per day, for example? What could be the expected return?
The return depends on how well the market does. It's like saying, well, what is my expected return if I buy this real estate property? You don't know. The market will determine the return, right?
Okay.
It depends on many different factors. But just the returns that we got from getting paid to buy the shares, it's 37% in this particular trade. It varies from trade to trade, but this particular trade, we're making 37% a year.
Mm-hmm. And you provide this kind of support during the course. So I know the course is a couple of days. However, you stay with us for more than that. So like six months,
Yeah.
You are providing newsletter, you're providing support. What kind of support that you would offer to your students?
Yeah, that's an excellent question, Maggie. So you get a weekend course, which is Saturday and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. pretty much. It's a full day, Sunday full day. So it's a lot of work. I'm not saying it's not a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and there's a lot of learning. But once you put in that work, you will have a skill set for the rest of your life. And now as far as support is concerned, there's a weekly coaching call every Friday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't attend, you can watch the replay. There's a daily newsletter each and every day that tells you what's happening in the world of the stock market, the economy in general, which will also benefit you real estate investors, as well as our trades. Our trades are listed. What trades did we make that day? The trades are not listed so that to copy. The trades are listed so that you can understand why did we make this trade. And over a period of time, you'll really get to understand the strategy, why we're doing what we're doing, right? Remember, we always make it so the worst case scenario is that we own a stock that we love at a discount and we got paid a lot of money for it. That's the worst case scenario for us. So we're happy with either scenario. We're happy if we have to buy the stock, if we don't have to buy the stock.
So people say that time allocation is crucial for this investment, especially in the stock market, and dedication, that you have to read everything about the company, as you mentioned. But I have interrupted now with a phone call, so I will take this call and I say hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
Hi, is this Hi, Magdi?
اهلا
Good, how are
فادي.
you?
هاي فادي، انا عارف صوتك. ازيك يا فادي؟
No, I'm not Fadi, I'm Sharif.
هاي شريف، انا اللي غلطت
I'm-
سمعت الصوت.
Hi.
هاي فادي، how are you? هاي شريف، sorry, how are you?
Sure.
Not too bad. Are we online?
Yes, Sharif, and you can you are free to call talk to Mr. Omar Khan. Go ahead, ask your questions.
Sure. I'm actually calling to. I've been following your channel. I've been following the session today, and I am one of Theta's students.
Oh,
Sharif, how you
taken
doing?
the course back. Hi, Omar. I'm good. How are you?
Oh, excellent. Thank you for
I've
joining.
Oh, no problem. I've actually taken the course back in March, the introductory course, and I have been investing for a number of years now. And I totally agree with what Omar had been saying earlier, because the whole idea behind the course is knowledge. It's providing the knowledge, the required knowledge for anyone who's interested in investing in the stock market. It's an excellent course. I wish I had this course 15 years ago when I started investing in the stock market, rather than going through the motions of going randomly after stocks that I don't understand, and I don't understand what it means to do technical analysis, and what's behind the scenes, and how can I read a balance sheet, and how can I read what's happening in the market and the news. So I'm just calling to say thank you, Omar, for the amazing course, for the support, both for the introductory and the advanced course, because truly it was an eye-opener. And specifically on the option trading, this was something that I haven't known how to do for the longest time. And I know that there are lots of courses and online material out there, but I haven't seen as much support, knowledge sharing, and the 6 months of weekly calls and daily newsletters that give you the required information for any either introductory, like somebody who's still new, intermediate, or even advanced investor, to be able to make the right decision based on the required knowledge of what to do. So just want to call to say thank you. This has been an amazing course. I've been enjoying it every single day now, and I'm truly thankful for what you guys are doing out there.
Sharif, thank you.
Thanks. Thanks, Sharif. Sorry, go ahead, Magdi.
Sharif, I need to ask you a question. I see that you, from your wording, that there was a significant difference in your knowledge from being in the course or before the course and after the course. Can you let me know what the time allocation, what exactly the time that you take to invest in this course, and time you are investing during the working on the stock market or investing in stock market?
So the actual course is a 2 full day course. Like it's the introductory course is 2 9 to 5 days. Like it's 2 days 9 to 5, but it's not only about the course, and that's what we learned during the course. It's about how much knowledge you want to gain, how much reading you need to make to be able to make the conscious decision. So on a daily basis right now, to cut a story short, on a daily basis right now, what I do is I read both. That we receive 2 emails per day. We receive a morning pre-market newsletter that I read before I start to make any trades or think about what am I going to be doing today. And then there is another email that we receive throughout the day of exactly what's going on. And I spend a good chunk of my like half an hour a day, let's say, give or take, in understanding and reading what I'm receiving in the email. And at the same time, what I do in the actual trading, I spend, give or take, anywhere between half an hour to 1 hour per day on my phone, doing the required, looking at the different options, and based on my understanding of what's happening in the market, then I make my decisions as to whether I want to do a trade today or not, and what type of trade I would like to do.
Sharif, thank you so much for your contribution today. I appreciate your time taken to share with us your experience with Data Group or trading and Mr. Omar. Thank you.
Thanks,
No
Sharif.
problem.
I appreciate
Thank
the kind words. And let me just ask you a question. How much of an impact has this knowledge brought to your life? Like, just what has it meant to your life? Like I know how it's changed my life. What has it meant to your life thus far?
It's it gave me a couple of things, actually, to answer your question, Omar. Number one is I am no longer going with emotion. It's no longer for me, because I've been investing for a long time, but the course made me think properly in making the correct trade and not going with emotions of what the news is telling us and what's, all of the fear factors and, the concept that we have learned during the course, specifically about the naked puts and how can we use the certain techniques about the put-call ratios and stuff that we have learned. It put me at ease when I'm doing the trades, rather than going with my emotions of, oh my goodness, the markets are going down, panic mode, what do I do now kind of situations. More of a learning and being confident about each move I'm making, and I can defend it to myself whenever things go sideways, let's say. And on the other hand, I've been making good returns, so I'm happy with my 1 to 5% monthly return. I'm on the conservative side, so I'm really confident with building that wealth, and it's based on knowledge. Like, it's not a gambling game anymore. It's more of a making the right decision and enjoying that return.
Yeah, and sleeping well at night too, right? Like, if you know that the worst case scenario is that you own a high quality stock at a discount and you got paid between 1 to 5% a month, we sleep well at night. We're not stressed out, right? That's another key for this, right, Sharif?
Absolutely.
Like, a key message I learned from Sharif's talk now, the difference between knowledge and gambling. So I believe everyone before the course is gambling and they are taking risks. Sometimes it works, and on like most of the time it doesn't work. That's the case. But if you have a knowledge and you have a scheme that you are using 1, 2, 3, you give lots of confidence, sleep well at night, and 1 to 5% return, at least in a conservative side. Is this correct, Sharif?
Yes, absolutely, Magdi. If you're not arming yourself with the required knowledge, then you're definitely gambling, and it's not for any reasonable, rational person who is interested in investing. That's not the way to go. Yeah. It's all about building that knowledge, building that foundation, understanding what we're doing. And what I love about Theta as well is the fact that it's not a random. We're not running after premiums. It's not a random selection of stocks. They do study the 12 or 15 stocks that they trade in really, really well. And we review, sometimes we have in-depth reviews during the weekly calls on the returns, the quarterly announcements by some of the companies that they follow. So it's truly about that knowledge. So it's nowhere near a gambling with our own money. It doesn't work this way.
Yeah, it doesn't work this way. This is truly, like, this is why some people make so much money in the stock market and other people consider it gambling. Because if you don't know what you're doing and you just buy some random, cannabis stock or some other, bio stock that your friend told you about, who also knows nothing, you're not going to do well in the market over time. But if you learn to analyze companies like we do at Theta, making an informed decision, and instead of buying those at current market prices, just buy them at a discount, get paid a lot of money for it, the odds are heavily in your favor. And that is what we do day in and day out at Theta.
Thank you, Sharif, for a contribution today.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Sharif.
No problem. Thanks for having me. Thanks, Omar.
Thank
Okay,
you.
bye.
No problem.
Back to Omar. I understand the pros and cons of investing in real estate. Another call. I have another call. Omar, you have lots of fellows here, lots of advocates.
All right. I look forward to it.
Yeah, I'll say hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi. My name is Aldous, and I want to talk to Omar if he can hear me.
Sure.
I can hear you.
Please go ahead.
Hi, Omar. My name is Aldous. Actually, I go by Ozzy. I attend the course back in March. I want to thank you so much for that opportunity.
Great.
And what I want to add, actually, that what is Omar is saying is 100% true, and it's a life change. It's a completely changed after the attending the course. Went through the coaching calls. He's very detailed person. He's very he take care about each one individually, asking each question. He doesn't ignore anybody actually, and he call everybody by his name. Follow up. That's something I didn't see in any other courses. First time to deal with the stocks anyway.
And let me ask
actually,
you,
I really encourage.
Now that you know the Theta strategy, you know, what has it meant to your life? Like, how are you doing returns-wise? What has it meant to your life? I bet you, like you said, it's literally life-changing if you apply the knowledge.
That's right. If you wanna hear numbers, so we started in March 15 exactly, and they encourage us to work with something called like kind of a fake money or a paper money or what you guys gonna hear it in the course anyway, and they encourage us to work with the paper money for 3 months, but after 15 days I start to put the real money, and so far. Like the average return is between 4 and 6% a month. Of course, that's a little bit above the average, but
yeah, exactly. It won't always be that good. But I said it won't always be as good as 4 to 6% a month, but over a period of time, yes, we can make excellent money. But you know, we would expect that return to be around 1 to 5% a month. Yeah.
Well, that's what they said, 1 to 5, but I want 1 to 2 or 3. But what we are making reality, if you are follow exactly what they are saying, it goes up to 4, and actually in some months, the good months, go to 6%, and that's reality. That's what we are right now. So I want to thank you again, you and Matthew, for the effort you guys made. It's an amazing course. I encourage you to move forward, and looking forward to meet you in the coming course.
Thank you so much. I appreciate all the kind words, and I'm glad it's made such a positive impact on your life. That's exactly why we set this company up.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling the day.
Thank you, Omar.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Looks like we've got a lot of people who are familiar with Theta. That's great.
Yeah, I think you are a big star here. I believe I have another call for you. I'll say hello. 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 Yes, I can hear you. Who is this? I believe there is noise on the phone. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi, this is George.
Hi, George. How are you? Ahlan bik.
Good. So I have a question to Mr. Omar. So about the worst case scenario, if we end up buying the stock, doesn't this take from our capital and like limit our ability to continue trading?
Mr. Omar, did you hear George's question?
Sorry, George, I can't hear what you're saying properly.
George, do you mind if you repeat the question again? Because there is a noise around you. Can you repeat the question again?
So if in the worst case scenario, if we end up buying the stock,
okay,
doesn't this limit our capability of continue trading? It takes from our capital?
No, I'm about to go over the next part that shows you that you can agree to sell your stock for a profit and get paid again. So I'm about to go into that section now. So no, it doesn't limit us. We can get paid when we agree to sell our stock for a profit as well.
George, do you mind if you stay with us and Mr. Omar, do you mind if you take us to this part, and George will be with us on the phone?
Absolutely. Okay.
Can you walk us through
Okay.
this point? Yes. So if I buy the stock and things went south, kind of. So what's gonna
Yeah.
happen? Yeah.
Absolutely. So why don't we put George on mute, because it's a lot of noise feedback. If
Right.
you could just put that on mute, that would be great.
Sure.
Okay. Okay. So here's the possible scenario of what could happen. Okay. So again, we're looking at Facebook. It's currently trading at $355. Okay. We, instead of buying it for $355, we simply agree to buy it for $345 for the next 30 days. And in exchange for that, we got paid $9 a share. So what we're doing is we're insuring the value of Facebook at $345. Now, the reason we don't mind insuring it for $345 is because, as Sharif was saying, we've done an extensive amount of homework and we think it'll be worth more in the future. Now, that's not meant to be stock advice. It's simply our process, okay? So let's look at what can happen. If Facebook doesn't go to $345, we have no further obligation. We keep the $9 a share. No problem, and we can do this again next month, okay? Now, if Facebook does happen to go below $345 and we do have to buy it, we're okay with that. Remember, we talked about it being a win-win every time. We can hold the stock, we can collect dividends if the stock pays dividend, and we can collect capital appreciation if we believe the stock will be worth more in the future. The other thing we can do is something called a covered call, okay? So remember, we agreed to buy our shares for $345, okay? And let's say it went down to $345, we had to buy it. We can then turn around, in this case we did, we turned around immediately and we said, you know what? We're going to sell our Facebook shares for $360, the one that we had just bought for $345, and we got paid $9 a share. We're now agreeing to sell our Facebook shares for $360 a share for the next 30 days. Now, just for agreeing to sell our shares for a profit, we got paid another $11 a share. Can you imagine that, Magdi?
Oh my goodness. So even if I lost, I'll get $11 per share.
Well, in this particular situation, this
Right.
particular example,
Yeah.
Facebook was at $355. It went down to $345. We had to buy it, but we got paid $9 a share, okay? Now, as soon as we own the shares, we turned around and agreed to sell them for $360. And just for agreeing to sell them for a $15 profit, we got paid another $11 a share for 30 days. Pretty nice, no?
Yep.
That is called a covered call. So as your listener was saying there, you know, just because we own the stock doesn't mean we can't make more money. Absolutely we can. We make money by agreeing to sell our shares for a profit, and we get paid for that as well. That is called a covered call. So let's say, for example, if Facebook doesn't go to $360 in the next 30 days, we keep the $11 a share. If it does happen to go for $360 or more, we'll have to sell it for $360, but we keep the $11 a share no matter what happens. So in this situation, even though Facebook didn't do a whole lot, we made $20 a share in 60 days. That's a significant return, and that's why I'm trying to explain how this can literally be life-changing financially once one understands the concepts and the nuances of how it works, okay? So again, if we have to buy the shares, we can hold them and wait for the price to go up because we believe it'll be worth more. We've done our homework. You know, it's a household name, Facebook. Every one of us probably uses the stock. We believe in the company. We've done our homework. Or we can do a covered call where we agree to sell our shares for a profit and we get paid again for agreeing to sell our shares for profit. So imagine, let's say, for example, I owned a house for $500,000 and I said, you know what, I'm going to agree to sell this house for $550,000 a year from now. But you're going to pay me $15,000 just for doing that. How many homeowners would take that deal? Many. Would you agree?
Yep.
Yeah, but you cannot do that in the real estate market. But
No.
you can do that in the stock market. The majority of people are unaware that this even exists. And if they are aware it exists, they don't know how to do it, right? So let's just look at the example again. We bought Facebook at $345 because we agreed to. Now, we can agree to sell Facebook for a profit at $360. Just for agreeing to sell our shares, we got paid $11 a share, which is a 3% return for the month. So the worst thing that'll happen to us is we'll keep our Facebook shares and it won't go to $360. But either way, we keep the $11 a share and we can do it again next month and next month and next month. That's a 3% return. If it also goes to $360, we also make the difference between $345 and $360. So we make it an additional $15 a share. That's an additional 4.3% return. Okay? So just for agreeing to buy Facebook, we got paid 2.6%. If we had to buy it, in this case we did, and we agreed to sell our Facebook shares for a profit, we got paid another 3%. That was for another 30 days. So we made 5.6% in 60 days, and that does not count the gain from 345 to 360, that $15. I'm not even counting that. So that 2.8% per month is 39% a year compounded. And this is why Sharif and your other listener called in and said what a tremendous impact it's made in their life. Because once you understand how this works and understand how to use it to your advantage through knowledge and application of that knowledge, it literally can be game changing. Okay? As you can see in this particular situation, we made a lot of money even though Facebook didn't go anywhere. And the worst thing that will happen to us is that we own Facebook shares. Who cares? We were happy to own Facebook shares anyways. So it didn't matter to us. And that's why I think our strategy is so powerful, Magdi. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, for sure. We usually use our banks to make the transactions. Is this different platform that we have to use, or we can use our own banks and our own accounts that we use for trading the stock market, in the stock market?
Yeah, so we use a platform called Interactive Brokers. You're free to use any platform you wish. Like you could use TD or Scotia or whatever platform you want. Interactive. We've had a few clients because of Fadi from Egypt, and Interactive Brokers is available in Egypt as well. So we checked it out. Or you can use TD or Scotia or, like I said, or Royal, whatever you want. It's entirely your choice. But you do have to compare the commissions that they charge versus the service that they offer. For us, Interactive Brokers is the most efficient, cost-effective method to trade. But you're free to use whoever you want. That is not our. It's not our. We're here to provide you knowledge. You can use any platform you wish. Okay.
Thank you so much. We are going to have a break and come back to you by a question related to a comparison again between real estate taxes and the stock market taxes. What could be the difference and what are the benefits? Wait with us.
Okay, sounds good.
ورجعنا لكم تاني اعزائي مشاهدي اليوم السادس، وعندنا حلقه مميزه خاصه جدا عن الانفستمنت او الاستثمار في مجال البورصه. ومعايا ضيفي النهارده مستر عمر خان. هاي مستر عمر, how are you? Welcome back.
No, thanks, Magdi.
You know, I'm a real estate guy, so investing in real estate is known by that you know how much tax you are going to pay back to the government. What
Right.
could be the case for the stock options market or stock market? But before we go that, I have another call now. So I will say hello.
For the stock options market or stock market.
Hello.
Another call now. So,
Hello.
Hello,
Yes.
my name is Fadi.
Hi, Fadi. How are you? Fadi, our
Hi,
favorite
Fadi.
viewer for اليوم السادس. أهلا بك يا فادي. How are you, Fadi?
I am like Zay. And I just want to share my experience with Theta. Do you want me to speak in English or Arabic?
Wherever you like.
What's going on, Fadi? How you doing, buddy?
So Mr. Omar
Hey,
is
Omar,
hearing
how
you
are
and
you?
say hi to you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Fadi.
No, we meet Omar every week in the calls. Like I have 2 calls with Omar. So we hear Omar a lot talking in these calls. Omar, when he is in a call, does not close the call except with all questions. And remember, like there are questions from 1,200 people, so he takes all the time in the world. I have no idea how much time. Anyway, seems like he has a lot of time to give to the questions. So I consider myself really lucky that I stumbled in Theta a couple of years ago. One of my friends told me that there's this course that will teach you about stock investing, and I stopped him right there, and I started preaching. I'm a college professor, so I started preaching to him that this is gambling. Any investment in stocks is gambling. That was my impression then, because I thought that investing in real estate is the only way to go, the only responsible way to go. So I told the guy at the time that most of the people I know has lost money in the stock market, and the 5% who don't say that they lost the money, they probably are lying. They have to be losing money in the stocks. So anyway, I went to the course with the objective of trying to prove to myself that what I know is correct, and this is basically a waste of time. And I was really, really pleasantly surprised. This is not a get-rich-quick course, okay? And it's designed to take somebody with absolutely no experience like me 2 years ago. I had no experience whatsoever in this arena, and take it step by step. In the beginning, it sounds like Chinese. Puts, calls, you need to sell first, and then like it's very confusing with somebody coming as new. But the course is designed to start with somebody who is very new, and in 2 days, you will have a good understanding of the concept. And the thing that I really love is that I don't have to put my money up front to try what I learned in the course. You start with something called paper money, which is like monopoly money, and you take your time training on what you learned. And when you are completely comfortable with knowing that you can make money, because in the paper money you're doing something and looking at the return and understanding if it makes sense or not. Once you're completely comfortable, then you go and you put your own money. I'm of course very, very happy because my results are really much more than like last year. It was much more than the 5% per month. I will not quote it, but so the returns will change. Like this is again, like it's not that it's a gold mine. The results will change, but with the education and the step-by-step support, because it's not just a course and then you let you go. If this is the case, then a lot of people will not do anything. It's a 6 months of calls. So if you have any question, you put it in the Facebook group, or you put it to the weekly call. There's this daily newsletter that we get from Theta. I think it's probably 2 now with the pre-market.
So it's not a 2 days course, it's a 6 months journey of education for all aspects of stock markets and stock business and investment in that field, correct?
So it's a lot of support, lots of support.
Lots of support.
I'm so happy. And what is like, you know, I saw Omar ask a couple of people, what is the change? This is the first time I've been in real estate for a little bit, and it's really not liquid at all. You really have to make drastic thing of refinancing or selling to get the money out.
Correct.
And I have not been able to create a lot of cash flow from real estate. It has always been tight for me. This is very liquid. So it's not a humongous thing to put money or take money from your account. Not a big issue. There's no big thing. And this is the first time I actually can see that there's a path to retirement. And for me, I'm sharing my experience here. What I want to be doing is that I want to be able to make money, like from really like 20, 30 years ago, when I started working in corporates, I knew that having a 9-to-5 is a nice thing. It will make you live okay. But if you really want to build wealth, you need to go to investment, either real estate or stocks right now for me. So this is the first time for me I can see that there's a path to retirement that is not that far away. Number two, what I really liked about this is that all what you need here is a phone, and you can do this from anywhere in the world. I can be in Hurghada, I can be in Sharm el-Sheikh, I can be anywhere, I can be in Mexico, and I can do what I'm doing right now. And again, the beautiful thing that I like as well is that I do not feel that I'm risking my capital, because I have no interest in losing money, no interest.
Absolutely.
And one of the things that Omar taught us, the first rule is don't lose your money. Like, don't do anything that. So it's not gambling. And that's why I'm telling everybody I know around me, in terms of friends and family, and really pushing them hard to do this course, because I do really believe that it's a really good education. It's really a sad thing that we don't get this education in schools. So anyway, I don't want to take a lot of time, but I love it. And yeah, thank you.
Oh, thank you, Fadi, for the kind words. And you can see, like, it can literally change your life, right? You can make more money doing this than your job, and I have the same problem with you as on real estate. My real estate, although I have a lot of real estate, the cash flow is not sufficient enough for me to live, the lifestyle that I want. This trading allows me to live more than the lifestyle I ever wanted to live. It's a really good complementary to real estate as well, just like you, Fadi. So thank you.
So thank you, Fadi, so much for your contribution today. And actually, you had a very supportive messages everywhere. Thank you so much.
Fadi is literally our biggest supporter. I think our biggest supporter. He has done more for our company than anyone else in terms of promoting it. So I cannot thank you enough for that, Fadi. Thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you for what you're doing. Thanks.
Thank you, Fadi. Speaking of real estate, back to my area of expertise. I know when I flip a house, I know my capital gain and how much I'm pay back to my my government and the tax that I know how to pay it. When it comes to the stock market, it's still uncertainty there. Where should and how much should I pay back the government for my taxes?
Yeah, so Maggie, that's an individual question for all of us. So for example, if you're flipping on a regular basis, it's not going to be a capital gain, it's going to be income. If you're flipping continually, if that's your business.
Correct.
Right? So the CRA also views options and stocks the same way. So if it's not your primary source of income, and again, this is something you should consult with your accountant. For the vast majority of people, it's a capital gain. However, if it's your only course of business and this is what you do, it can be deemed as income. But you can also trade in a corporation, for example. So in the course itself, we have one whole section on taxation and how to minimize taxes. A lot of people choose to trade in their corporate accounts, like myself, to minimize taxes, so I can allow my money to accumulate. So it's dependent upon your individual circumstances, the same way real estate is. Like if you own a property for a long time in real estate and then you sell it, it's capital gains most likely. But if you're flipping constantly, or you're selling your property within 12 months, absolutely the government come back to you and say, hey, this is not capital gain, this is an income. So it really depends, and the same thing with the stock market. It depends on how they deem it, but for the vast majority of people who are doing this, on the side to earn additional income, it is considered a capital gain. But that is not meant to be accounting advice. That is something you have to consult with your accountant, okay?
Thank you so much. Now everyone is excited, and what could be the next step? Like we are very excited, and even we put the link to subscribe or join your seminar in our status for the episode, and we'll be there also in the comments. And we know that you are very generous for our viewers, and you have offer for them. Let's hear from you while we are putting the link for the next step. If you would like to join the seminar next month, It's online. There is the Theta Trading. You can just put your name, your phone number, and here's the detail. And we have an offer from Omar Khan. We have to apply a code, correct? What is your
Yes,
offer to us?
Pardon me, Magdi?
What is your offer to us?
The offer to you guys, Magdi, is $200 off, which is a 10% discount, which we normally never offer, actually. We rarely ever offer any discounts. So your group is entitled to a 10% discount. Also, furthermore to that, there is a 100% money back guarantee. And the reason there's a 100% money back guarantee is because we believe in what we do. I think our reviews speak for themselves. You've had a few people who come on who are in the Theta system, and you can clearly hear what they have to say. And I've also gone through the logic behind what we do and why we make money. There's a clear reason why we're able to make some pretty good money doing this. So the offer is a $200 discount and a full money back guarantee in case you're not ready, in case you're not satisfied for any reason. But, we're very confident in what we do. I know what it's done for my life. So, yeah, absolutely, Magdi.
Omar, thank you so much. We just walked through our viewers that there is a link. You can click on that link and you see the application that you can walk through it. And there is can I ask the director go down, please? There is a request for promo code. If you apply this code, it's a $200 day 6. If you put that code here, $200 day 6, and then you apply this code, you get 10% discount on the course, which is gonna take place online, I believe, right? Can you remind me the dates again, please, Omar?
Yeah, it's October 16th and 17th. But remember this, okay? If you the minute you sign up, you have access to the last recorded class. So, like Fadi was saying, we do a class on Saturdays and Sundays. So, if anyone has any additional questions, I provided my email address, omar@thetatradingco.com. If you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them. The minute you sign up for the course, you can start learning immediately, so that when the live class comes, right? So the last course we did will already be recorded, and you can watch it the same way you watch Netflix. Each chapter, review it over and over and over again. Or, I didn't understand this section. Review it. It comes with about a 280-page PowerPoint. And then you can simply just start joining us on the coaching calls until the next live class on October 16th and 17th. So you don't have to wait till the 16th and 17th. You can literally start learning today if you wish.
Omar, thank you so much for your time today. What is the takeaway message that we should learn from the session that we have today?
Yeah, I think the takeaway message is there's no perfect investment. Real estate's been a great investment, and trust me, I'm a big real estate investor. I have tons of properties. I love real estate too, but it's not great for cash flow. This is great for cash flow. So if one is open-minded, if one is open to logic, you'll see that you can make tremendous amounts of money off the stock market if you have the right knowledge and the ability to apply that knowledge, like Fadi and the other guests who've come on, like Sharif, and who have talked about their experience. The difference really, and why there's certain people who make a ton of money off the stock market, and there are other people who think it's a horrible thing because they think it's gambling. The difference really is knowledge. And the same thing I would say applies to real estate. When, if you don't know what you're doing in real estate, yes, it's more forgiving. I get that part. But if you buy the wrong property in the wrong part of town, it's not always so forgiving. So, if you buy a property in Buffalo, New York, or Detroit, or Cleveland, which are cities close to Toronto, the real estate market has been horrible in the last many decades. It's gone down significantly. So just like real estate, the stock market is all about knowledge. Once you have that knowledge, the world is your oyster. You can accomplish great things once you have the knowledge.
Omar Khan, thank you so much. The expert in the stock market and the CEO of Theta Trading. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Magdi, for having me on. I appreciate it. I wish I could converse with everyone in Arabic, but I can read and write Arabic.
I know that you can read and write in Arabic, right?
I can read and write in Arabic because my parents put me in Islamic school for years and years and years, so I can read and write Arabic, but I have no idea what I'm saying. So I wish I could converse with you guys in Arabic, but unfortunately I can't.
Yeah, you will teach us how to play in the stock market, and we will teach you Arabic.
That sounds like a good
How's
deal.
that?
Sounds good, Magdi. I'm looking forward to teaching you, Magdi. Once you learn what we do and you understand how much, what a benefit it is, Trust me, you'll speak about it on your own. You'll be like, this is it's literally game changing once you understand it.
I'm very excited. I'm ready to go.
I'm excited to teach you.
So thank you so much. أعزائي مشاهدي اليوم السادس، شفتوا الفرق بين الجامبلينج وبين النولج. Knowledge is key, and because of this knowledge, you will learn a lot about companies. You learn it's not about just getting money and having a good income, which is going to be clearly mentioned conservatively 1% to 5% per month. However, it's more about that. More than that, it's knowledge. It's awareness of different companies, different businesses. You can read the balance sheets, the income statements, and you can go insights, learn insights about those companies and the future of different products and different. And as mentioned, Omar mentioned, sometimes you can practice and use these products and know how these products could add values to your life. أعزائي مشاهدي اليوم، thank you so much عمر. أعزائي مشاهدي اليوم السادس، استمتعنا النهارده بحلقة جميلة جدا عن الانفستمنت في الستوك ماركت والفرق بينه وبين الانفستمنت في الريل استيت بزنس. أعزائي مشاهدي اليوم السادس، تصبحوا على خير.